Hey, everybody. You know what time it is?
I know what time it is, but let's show them.
Drew's News. Exciting tales, fresh comic views. In the pages, heroes fly, villains plot under the sky. From Gotham's dark to Metropolis views, we cover stories old and new. Drew's News, your daily source for comic clues. Join the fun, it's a heroic cruise in the world of Drew's Comic News.
Huey Lewis, eat your heart out.
All right. So we got a lot of news this week, Drew.
Yeah, let's just like the show, the news must go on. All right, what's up first?
All right. Up first, we're going to go into Civil War
Civil
Unmasked.
War. Okay,
Yeah.
so everybody, it is crazy to say this, but 20 years ago, fans asked, whose side are you on? Mark Millar, Steve McNiven's Civil War just tore the Marvel Universe apart with an event that you can still feel the reverberations to this day in the Marvel community. So on its 20th anniversary, we are getting Civil War Unmasked, which is a 5-issue limited series in May from writer Christos Gage, who has done a bunch of stuff, Spider-Man, Battle World, artist Edgar Salazar, who worked on the last Wolverine, and returning original Civil War colorist Maury Hollowell. So this is set before, during, and after the events of Civil War, where each issue of Civil War Unmasked spotlights unseen stories by some of the era's biggest key players. We're talking Iron Man, Spider-Man, Goliath, Tigra, Captain America. This is going to be great. So it begins with an urgent mission from X-Men's Bishop that takes Tony Stark into the Days of Future Past timeline, where the revelation of the apocalyptic future changes everything Tony thought he knew about the consequences of the Superhuman Registration Act. So you have, on one end, you've got a fantastic cover by Jeff Shaw, and then there's also a beautiful variant cover by Steve McNiven. That is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, the writer, Christos Gage, was like this. I was a rookie comic book writer. When, funny enough, a delay in the production of Civil War led to him being offered the Iron Man Captain America Casualties of War one shot, which was his first high profile project at Marvel, which apparently was a big hit. And 20 years later, he's still writing. So he loves being asked to do this with a great team telling never before told stories in this milestone event. So,
Awesome.
Check this out. It's out May 6th. And Carrie, you were going to say something?
Oh, did you want to go through the rest of the variant covers that are coming out?
Oh, yes. Just because this is the gift that keeps on giving, everybody. Not only are we getting that, we're also getting hero versus hero variant covers. So celebrating this by some of today's top artists, you're going to see a line of Civil War celebration variants. So these are the dramatic face-offs between heroes fighting against other heroes on the opposite sides of the conflict. So some of the covers are going to be like this cover right here, where you see Captain America versus Spider-Man. You're going to see Hercules versus the famous Thor clone, and then even matchups that we never saw, like Storm versus Miss Marvel, Cyclops versus Wonder Man. You're going to see these scattered throughout several major Marvel titles, and this is absolutely fantastic. Just look at the great stuff you got there.
Yeah, those all look really good.
Yeah, so starting from the beginning, Carrie, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, no problem.
Yes, so from the top, that's Rod Rice's cover for Amazing Spider-Man issue 28. And for Amazing Spider-Man issue 29, that's Greg Land's cover. For Captain America issue 11, oh, of course, that's Little Francis Yu's cover. That looks amazing. Sentry versus Cap.
Mm-hmm.
For Fantastic Four issue 11. That's by Emma Lupacchino. So that's Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, versus the Wasp, Janet Van Dyne. For Iron Man issue 5, that's Mike McCone's cover where it's Iron Man versus T'Challa, Black Panther. You've got Punisher issue 4. That's by Jeff Shaw right there. That's Frank Castle versus Tigra. You've got Storm issue 4. Storm, Earth's Mightiest Mutants issue 4 by Lucas Wernick. So that's Miss Marvel, aka Carol Danvers, versus Storm. Oh yeah, you got Mortal Thor. That's Ryan Stegman's work. That's Thor. That's recreating the famous moment between the Thor clone and Hercules. And that's Wolverine issue 20. That's by the great Aaron Cooter. That's She-Hulk versus Wolverine. And then X-Men 29. That's Cyclops versus Wonder Man by Dak Ruan.
And that's all we got.
Pretty much. There are a few others there that we don't have the covers for, I believe, which are more coming out. So, of course, when we see them, we'll get them. But some really great talent there. So that's going to be throughout May. So starting May 6th, which is when the Civil War series we were just talking about drops, and then the 6th to the 20th.
Very cool.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe it's been 20 years. I mean, that was literally one of the first Marvel events I ever bought, and it blew my mind. The story, the artwork. I mean, there's a reason it was a bestseller.
Yeah, we're all getting age. Did you also notice how small all the numbers on those covers were? Like, how many times are we going to have new number ones for things?
I can't. I mean, I will say this for those covers. I mean, that's exactly how they did the issues, the Civil War tie-ins back in the day. So then bringing that back, I was like, man, I wish it was still 2006. You know, like
I'm with you right there. So
yeah.
Ready to move on?
Yes, please.
All right. Here we go.
Everybody wants to be an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, as we know, Marvel right now is going through a ton of changes. And a lot of that is due to one of Kari's favorite writer, Chip Zdarsky. So, as we've seen in his hit run of Captain America, there is a new, all different S.H.I.E.L.D. Running around. And that storyline in Captain America will be one of those tying into Summer's Avenger Armageddon, which, as we know, is written by Zdarsky with art by Delio Diaz and Frank Alpizar. So, celebrating the return of the iconic intelligence and defense organization, Marvel's little Stormbreaker group have reimagined Marvel heroes as agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in their latest variant collection. So this will be available throughout April. Covers will see Cyclops, Nova, The Thing, Boom Boom from the X-Men, Thor, Wolverine, Deadpool, and even Hela, all suited up for globetrotting espionage awesomeness. So this is also emulating, of course, the classic legendary Jim Steranko's 1960s Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. cover variants. So let's see what we got there. So that right there that's Cyclops. That's Alessandro Cappuccio's Cyclops cover. Okay. Next up, you've got Ben Grimm right there by Jonas Scarf. You got X-Men's Boom Boom by Gear Huru. That's for Inglorious X-Force issue 4. Pretty cool. You've got Simone DeMeo's. That's Hela from Null issue 4. That's Luciano Vecchio, and that's gotta be, oh yeah, that's Nova Centaurian issue 6. That very much has that 60s vibe.
Yeah, very, very oldish.
You've
compared to
got
a lot of them.
Netho Diaz, Mortal Thor, issue 9. Juan Frigeri, that's Wolverine, issue 19's variant. That looks awesome.
He looks so young.
I know. And then, of course, Jeff Shaw, Wade Wilson, Deadpool, issue 3.
Bringing it in.
Mm-hmm. I know it's been a minute since we've seen the Stormbreakers do a collection. I felt like we used to see that every other month. But yeah, some of those look pretty cool. It's always nice to see that team of very talented artists who we're seeing more and more in the Marvel Universe flexing their guns. But yeah, it's throughout April. So if you like anything you saw there, I would talk to your local LCS about getting any of those variant covers.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So as we know, comic book companies are very big on celebrating Pride as it comes up. So Marvel's Pride Month will be starting with Wiccan and Hulkling Reign of Ultron issue 1, which is an all-new Marvel Voices one-shot hitting the stands May 27th. So this will be spotlighting the fan favorite couple of Young Avengers, Wiccan and Hulkling, along with their amazing and absolutely complicated family, which include Scarlet Witch, Vision, Speed, Vision. So you're going to have a fantastic lineup of superstar LGBTQIA talent and rising stars. So you're going to have stories by Wyatt Kennedy, Josh Trujillo, Luciano Vecchio, Zoe Tunnell, Rachel Stott, and even musician Tegan Quinn of the Tegan and Sara duo. So everything is indeed awesome. So this will be spotlighting the importance of recentering community in times of darkness, as Wiccan and Hulkling are joining forces with their loved ones to defeat an evil villain bent on shattering their combined happiness. So what you can look forward to this, we're going to go over each of the story briefly within it. So the framing story is by Wyatt Kennedy, who did Wiccan Witches Road, and artist Stephen Byrne, the What If Galactus story, where picking up where Wiccan Witches Road left off, as Wiccan and Hulkling host an epic anniversary party at their new home, but a certain megalomaniacal robot is eager to have a family reunion of their own as an Ultron army attacks the festivities. Tegan Quinn joins Luciano Vecchio to deliver an introspective Wiccan and Speed team up where the twins face off against Ultron while fighting about their own unique perspectives and separate journeys. Zoe Tunnell and Rachel Stott, that was from Marvel United, a Pride Special, and Fantastic Four, will be bringing Hulkling and his alternate universe half-sister Phyla-Vell together to bond over their shared legacy, combining their strength to take down Ultron's forces. And acclaimed writer Josh Trujillo, who's killing it on Planet of the Apes versus Fantastic Four, and rising star Bradley Clayton, who's making their Marvel Comics debut, reunite father and daughter as Vision deconstructs her own identity and about how it interacts with being a synthesoid with her dad, the legendary Avenger Vision. So you got all that plus an amazing right there cover by Russell Dauterman. Just nothing cooler, man. So, and Tegan Quinn had nothing but cool things to say. Funny enough, I didn't realize this, twin. So she can't think of any two characters that she'd rather do as part of her Marvel debut. As you know, writing Wiccan and Speed. She just says it's been absolutely magical. She said that Ultrons aren't that different from certain people that she's encountered in the record industry over the years. So spending a few pages crushing one into oblivion was apparently deeply cathartic. You go, girl. So like I said, this is out May 27th. Carrie's got a bunch of the super cool variant covers being shown. This looks great. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
So,
Very,
all right.
very cool.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So, what do we got next?
Next up, we are going back in time.
Yes, to 1997. So, as everybody knows, or as us nerds know, um, X-Men's return to the animated series with X-Men 97 was a huge hit. So it was so big, not only are they working on a season 2, but now we get to get our fix with a little bit of a continuation of the story with X-Men 97 season 2, which is an official prelude comic series. This is a 5-issue limited series reuniting writer Stephen Fox, correction. This 5-issue limited series reunites Steve Fox and artist Salva Espin, who previously collaborated on X-Men's 97 prelude comic series that was for season 1. They're back together, where, as I quote, Extinction Day has come and gone, and your favorite X-Men are lost in time. Spinning out of the Marvel Animation X-Men 97 series, follow the X-Men left behind in a world that hunts and hates mutant kind. Can they survive? And just when or where are the X-Men now? So we're talking about exploring this season's biggest plot threads, new characters and teams joining the cast, plus a great cover there by Todd Malik. Basically, everybody who's ever watched the show knows the team just left on a huge era-spanning cliffhanger. So there are going to be no cheats, no shortcuts around that status quo. And they said that the creative team here got to work closely with the series team to make sure that this is a vital additive experience for the mutants. Well, what's left of the X-Men as well. So if you are a fan of the series, this is something you definitely need to see. So the first issue drops June 3rd. So get your synthesizers ready, everybody, and time to go back and enjoy your time with the legendary X-Men.
They're all getting ready to do aerobics. They got the headband on, the little torn shirts from the 80s. Everything's rocking out there. Yeah.
There you go. Look at that.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Yep.
So that's everything. So that's everything there. But I know there's more. There always is, because the news does not care about time.
Yep.
What's next, Gary?
Next up, we are going to be checking out Avengers of Armageddon.
Oh God, yes, this. Okay, so we already were talking about variant covers for Avengers Armageddon. So now we're talking about even more, because this June, Avenger Armageddon drops. Okay, it's the 5-issue series from Chip Zdarsky, with Frank Alzapar and Delio Diaz, who were the artistic duo behind Doom 2099. And they've also been working with Chip on some of his recent issues of Captain America, which are tying into this. So we saw that, plus Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon, also something Chip Zdarsky is working on. So this Avengers Armageddon is going to be dealing with a huge shakeup of the team that apparently we haven't seen this kind of shakeup since Avengers Disassembled, and we all remember how that happened. So the stage is essentially Red Hulk's devastating tear across the globe must be stopped, and it will take a colossal gathering of Earth's mightiest heroes to do it. Calling in the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, Wolverine, and more, who will survive the superpowered cataclysm. There will be a pre-Armageddon Marvel Universe and a post-Armageddon Marvel Universe. So essentially, this is beginning already in Zdarsky's Captain America, where we see Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, aka Red Hulk, has been claiming Latveria for himself, still kind of dealing with the events of when Doctor Doom had him as a prisoner and a captive for a certain period of time. The problem is this occupation and takeover is igniting a huge global conflict. And of course, when the Avengers are going to assemble against him, this is just going to unleash a power that's going to change how the world views the Avengers forever. So we can see a first prelude, like image, first look. We're going to be able to see a first look at the prelude stories in Avengers X-Men issue 1, which will be available on Comics Giveaway Day, which is on May 2nd. So this is going to be delivered by the team's creative team. You cannot miss this, because you're going to see the cost of this war with him. And some of these images are just amazing, what they're suggesting, especially with a fantastic variant cover by the great Ryan Stegman. So, I mean, just check it out right here. Some of these pages, like you've already got the variant covers by Kari Andrews and Jerome Opena as well. But just look at this. I mean, these are great. But then check out the artwork as well after you just, look at these covers. They're just gorgeous. And then this is some of that artwork there. And look at that version of Ross. Keep flipping through, Carrie.
Yep.
I mean, he's definitely got that version of Ross has some Maestro, Future Imperfect vibes right there. Like, that is someone who has lost their fucking mind with power.
Yeah.
You know?
Just a little bit. But
I mean, like I said, I mean, we've seen what Chip Zdarsky can do when he focuses on the character. His Daredevil run says much, but I mean, I'm excited and nervous about what changes he's going to wreak to the Marvel Universe, much less the Avengers. With all this, he's been just laying the groundwork for. So, I mean, I know you're going to be reading it, Carrie, because
it's the Zdarsky verse. I mean, you can't help it.
I know you can.
You got to read it.
I know you can.
All right, are you ready to go from snicked to snapped?
Oh yeah, this is going to be crazy. So, everybody, Marvel has revealed that this year in June, Wolverine may no longer have his iconic claws. So literally, the teaser that they just announced went from a snicked to a snapped. So apparently, this story will be triggering a defeat that will go down in Wolverine history, bring on a brutal new status quo that will be explored in Wolverine issue 21 to 22 with art by Julius Ota. So there's going to be a slew of variant covers spotlighting the change, including a gorgeous foil cover by Lionel Francis Yu. But both of them written by the great Saladin Ahmed, who we've fortunately had on the show before. Hopefully we'll be able to get him back on and talk about this a little bit, with art by Julius Ota. 21 says Logan faces the aftermath of the unthinkable as he and Nightcrawler embark on a perilous journey ahead, but the true test lies in what they'll discover. So you've got right there, you've got Dan Panasian's main cover.
Mm-hmm.
And then along with...
This is his as well?
Yes, that's also Dan Panasian's cover. And then, of course, you've also got... I think that's Martin Colocolo. And then, of course, there's Lionel Yu's foil variant cover, which, I mean, come on.
That's going to look so pretty in foil.
Oh, yeah. And then for issue 22, and there you got the snap, Wolverine has been beaten down to the bone. His claws shattered, their bones snapped down in nubs. This is Wolverine at his most brutalized, most beat up. But when an animal's backed into a corner, they can be at their most dangerous. So Wolverine is going to fight his way through a gauntlet of enemies for his own survival, where villainous plots turn, and you don't want to miss the ultimate trial. For even if Wolverine can reach his enemies, will he remain a mutant?
Ooh.
Yeah. So you're going to be seeing these, again, dropped throughout June. So the first one will be June 10th. The other one will be June 24th. So we're getting 2 issues in 1 month. So This is a big deal. I mean, I remember the last time something this big happened. I mean, Magneto pulled all the adamantium from Logan's
That's
body. He was rocking the bone claws.
yeah, that was immediately what it made me think of as well. It's like,
Yeah, and we've seen other versions where Wolverine, his claws have been limited, broken, removed. So it is possible. So, but I mean, man, they're really swinging hard for this. So we'll see. We will see.
yes, we
All
shall.
right.
All right. Next up, it's DC's turn.
Oh my
Heroes
gosh,
and
this
Pride.
is this is going to be a huge story. So I'm going to do my best.
Okay.
All right. So this June, DC is celebrating Pride in again a big way by a coordinated publishing initiative spotlighting their young adult graphic novels, comics from DC mainline continuity, and even a new Justice League event series. So this is going to be highlighting LGBTQIA fans and characters as well, who, again, the heroes who inspire the readers and vice versa, as these stories take center stage across multiple formats. So, anchoring the celebration are Galaxy and Dreamer, who are two heroes whose journeys have been building across DC publishing line for years. So, their stories are going to be unfolding in 3 interconnected releases that are going to be bridging both the comics and the graphic novels, culminating in a major narrative moment for Pride Month and beyond. So, the first one is what you see there. So this is Galaxies, The Worlds Fall Down, which is on sale May 5th. So Galaxy returns as The World Falls Down, a highly anticipated sequel to the young adult graphic novel Galaxy Prettiest Star, written by Jazia Axelrod with art and color by Rye Hickman and lettering by Jody Troutman. This continues Taylor Barzolet's journey as she confronts the alien threat of the Vein, questions her place on Earth, and further solidifies her friendship with Nia Null, aka the Dreamer. So essentially, it's about being a teenage superhero while also being trans and queer, feeling anxiety about life after high school, while also making sure the world doesn't end and what to do when a powerful empire wants you dead. The previous story had a lot of great publicity. This one sounds like it's definitely going to be just as great, as we see Taylor's emotional arc is going to be deepened and her heroic journey just expanded furthermore throughout the young adult corner of the DC universe.
Very
So,
cool.
yep. So
All
the
right.
following one. So this is Justice League Intergalactic Special Issue 1. So this is on sale May 29th. So before the project we just talked about arrives, you'll be able to see Galaxy and Dreamer teaming up for the first time in DC Comics in the Intergalactic Special Issue 1, co-written by Jazia Axelrod and Nicole Maines, who, as people recall, has been writing the character. She also got to portray in the CW's Supergirl series. So very cool. With art by Travis Moore, colors by Tamara Bonvillain, and lettering by Hassan Utsmain Elhioud. This one shot continues Dreamer's journey following the events of Absolute Power and the Secret Six, where she was forced to participate in one of Amanda Waller's suicide squads. It was pretty intense. And also picks up Galaxy's adventures in heroism following her recurring role in Hawkgirl. Galaxy is now a card-carrying member of the Justice League, helping to bridge the young adult universe and the mainline universe. So in this adventure, the planet Naltor and the Green Lanterns who protect it fall under the spell of the Witch Queen, who harnesses the world's dream energy in a bid to expand her reach far beyond its orbit. Star Sapphire, aka Carol Ferris, assembles a team of Justice Leaguers to liberate the planet, but the mission quickly spirals. Green Arrow wants nothing to do with space. Adam Strange's ship is attacked before it can even reach its orbit, and Galaxy has invited Dreamer aboard the mission without telling anyone. The dreamer's visions hint at disaster from the very start. So when they find each other, Galaxy and Dreamer are on completely different ends of the superhero spectrum. Galaxy is welcome to the Justice League, where she's a shining new upcomer, while Dreamer is left adrift in the aftermath of mistakes that have branded her in the eyes of the Justice League as a criminal. So essentially the question is, can this friendship survive the increasingly divergent perspectives and their different situations? You'd have to be a pretty good friend. You'd have to be like best friends in the universe. So we'll see.
And here's another gorgeous cover for that one.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic.
Oh my God.
That okay, yeah, that has to be. That's a Dan Mora. That's gorgeous.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's got that. Oh, I love that old feel there and new feel here.
Yeah, it's got that nice pulp science fiction cover feel.
Yeah. All right. So shall we move on to the next one? All right. Oh, this is still them. I lied. There are 4 covers for each of these.
It's okay. Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, that's nice too. There you go.
Then this. There we go. Little Punch and Judy. Maybe not so much.
That is that the Key? That looks totally like the Key, an old Justice League villain.
Since Null came back, it made me think of him, but I'm not sure.
Not same universe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know.
Hi. How are we doing today?
No. Yeah, it's okay, Gary. Don't worry. What? I think there's one more story, right? I think we mentioned.
Yep. Let me go through these covers. I wasn't sure which ones went with what. So here, is this new with the?
Oh, I know what's Carrie. Yes. I know what we're doing. These are the variant covers. So that right there, that's Betsy Cola's Batwoman issue 4.
I think this is my favorite one. It's so pretty. Beautiful.
And then that. Well, I mean, that's Superboy. I don't remember. That's got to be just that. Yeah, that's. Hold on a second. Yeah. Well, that's Superboy, and I think that must be the Justice League Unlimited issue 20 cover, something like that.
Yeah, I think it might be Robin Zombie Higginbottom.
Okay.
Or maybe not. I'm getting slightly confused here. Okay, but we'll keep going because there's more.
And that's the DC Pride, what the Heart Wants cover. So that's a hardcover collection of 2025 DC Pride's one shot and then other stories. So that from last year. So you had stories from Tim Sheridan, Rita Alaya, Jude Ellison, S. Doyle, Maya Houston, Sam Maggs, Josh Trujillo, Jenny Blake, and then of course artwork by Amelia Pilu, Skylar Partridge, A.L. Kaplan, Max Saran, Sarah Soler, Esther, Vincent Cecil, Alex Moore, and others. So this collection is continuing DC's tradition of bringing the previous year's Pride stories to bookshelves in a premium format and celebrate all the creators who shaped that. So that should be out May 26th.
And here's another lovely.
Oh wow!
Cover.
That is pretty nice. Maybe that's there's a lot of other stories that are popping up. So I think I might have messed up one because I think Carrie, I think what you're referring to right now, yeah, I think what we're looking at right now are the original ones. Like I was wrong. That beautiful Batwoman cover, that's not that. What we just saw previously, that's Betsy Cola's Batwoman issue 4. So,
Okay.
because I know that because what you just saw there, that's Bruca Jones's cover for Emperor Aquaman issue 18. Then you had The Question. That's Jessica Fong's Justice League Unlimited issue 20 cover. The next
Okay.
one is that's Fatima Wajid's Wonder Woman issue 34 variant cover. I believe that's Nubia.
Oh, her face reminds me of the sculpture of Queen Nefertiti that they found. It's just
Totally.
so beautiful.
And then New Titans, Rachel Stott. There's that's Connor Kent there. And then you had next should be Poison Ivy by Don Aguilo. Then Harley Quinn, issue 63 by Stephen Byrne. Looks great. And then Detective Comics 1110 by Angel Sordano featuring Tim Drake. There we go. We got it. Took us a
And
second.
finally, ta-da! The giant wraparound feature cover that a bunch of people worked on together. I think,
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
they?
look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my God, that is stunning.
Yeah, and that is Phil Jimenez and Arif Prianto put
Yeah,
the
look at
neck
isn't that. Oh,
together.
they do such good work. Oh my
Yep.
God, that is fantastic. Oh, I think we might have missed a story, or because there was a 4-issue miniseries. I think we looked at Dream Girls. Because remember you had that one of those variant covers.
Yeah, I
I think
think we
I think
confused
we
the variant
we
covers
we
for the.
thought it was another variant to the Justice League story.
Okay, would you like me to go back to there?
Yes, please.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna show you where I'm at right now and we'll work out. So this was the 2 covers for that,
Right.
and then these are
So this has to be for Justice League Dream Girls. Yes, this launches in June. So this is another series co-written by Nicole Maines and Jazia Axelrod with art by Nicholas Scott, Jay Bone, Brandon Stein, Steven Sadowski, Vincent Cecil, Mikkel Janin, Rosie Kemp, and others. So this begins in the aftermath of that special, where Dreamer and Galaxy are suddenly awakened on Themyscira, living out an idyllic fantasy as princess and champion of the Amazons. So their confusion will be deepened when a mysterious stranger watches a story insisting that the Dreamer has to leave this paradise to save the world, and essentially their landscape, this dreamlike utopia, begins to shift in ways that are both familiar and very wrong. So the threat behind this is the keys. I was right. That was the key. Who is a longstanding Justice League adversary who has the ability to manipulate perception and hungers for control over dream space. So,
okay.
so yeah, he's pulling you know, kind of a Nightmare on Elm Street-ish manipulation of the dreamscape bullshit. So, right. So
Yeah.
in that series, you have Dreamer is battling her will to go on with being a hero and life at all. She's just basically nothing like who she wanted to be. And she just can't figure out the future. So she needs her closest friend, reminding her that, hey, it's okay. And the galaxy is fighting her way through this dream world to help pull her friend back from the brink. Because she has the ability to see through the key's illusions, making her that, there's always that one person who's the big threat. So you have cosmic action, emotional stakes, story about identity, legacy, and strength of friendship. Yeah, absolutely great.
All right.
DC is just pulling all the stops.
Yeah.
So,
There
so
there are there are another few covers out there too. I
it's okay.
realized as we were going through them that I was like, "Oh, I apparently skipped a row when I was scrolling to get to each one," but
It's
they're
okay.
really good, guys. So,
Yeah, really great.
there
All right.
there's enough to show you already. So,
Yeah. All right. What's next?
let me scroll over here and we will be checking out some in stuff about various supers.
Okay. Right. So we've already seen Elseworlds is making a comeback. So They already hinted at one series, Supergirl Survive, which is supposed to be launching during DC's Summer of Supergirl celebration. But DC has revealed more of this next wave of alternate universe storytelling with Supergirl Survive, Superman, Father of Tomorrow, and Dark Knights of Steel issue 2. So we're going to go through each one briefly, and we'll see what. So the first one, Kara Zor-El lives a life of small problems, dances, family squabbles, the impossible task of holding her floppy baby cousin Cal. But Krypton has bigger problems. As General Zod tightens his grip and the planet begins to burn, Kara and Cal are launched into the stars together, trapped in a prototype rocket and fighting to survive a universe that doesn't care if they live or die. So this is written by Carrie. I'm sure you recognize these names: Ethan S. Parker and Griffin Sheridan, with art and covers by Ron Rice, launching on June 3rd. So they're joining Rice for a harrowing Elseworld tale of two refugees bound by blood, trauma, and hope. So,
And this cover is gorgeous.
oh yeah, looks pretty great. Not gonna lie.
Let's
That's
hope
just
this.
traumatizing, but
Yeah,
in like the best way.
sad. And then, like you said, he's kind of floppy. He looks really floppy right there.
Yeah,
He's got a
but
little traction on his itty bitty shoesies. But
yeah, but I will say I think the first cover is my favorite. I mean, that's just straight up pulp. Like
yeah,
you know, but
yeah,
and then
that's just gorgeous.
right. All
All
right.
right, then let's get to the next story.
Okay.
I'm about to keep
So
this.
when the planet Krypton explodes, a lone rocket escapes the destruction, but not carrying Kal-El, but his father, Jor-El, crash landing in Kansas, where a couple takes him in, a very kindly, familiar couple. But as he adjusts to life on Earth, Jor-El discovers he can help his new home not only with his powers, but with his mind. So this is a story of a man of steel and science and the world that he saves. So this will be written by Kenny Porter with art and covers by Danny Earls, which will launch just ahead of Supergirl Survive on May 27th. An interesting take, not going to lie. The covers are definitely give you like that Silver Age kind of vibe,
Mm-hmm.
but again, looks great.
Yeah, I like this one. This
Yeah,
one gives me, even though it kind of it makes me think that it should have something to do with the BPRD world, just the way it's laid out with the
yeah. It's the way it's
steampunkist.
presented.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and then
now,
the last one is a highly anticipated sequel. So Tom Taylor and Otto Schmidt are returning to a beloved alternate universe saga with the Dark Knights of Steel, which is essentially a DC universe taking place in a medieval setting. So basically, imagine Superman coming around at a time of King Arthur. So pretty freaking great. So this will be launching July 15th from Tom Taylor, Otto Schmidt, with covers by Yasmin Putri. Um, they pretty much only had these images, but looking right there, just that image alone says so much about what you need to know. The first series, again, I was not surprised at how much I loved it because Tom Taylor really knows how to make his alternate reality stuff great. I mean, he wowed us with Injustice, but this one, oh man, this is gonna be great, especially as you see we got Aquaman showing up. So the question is, friend or foe? Time
did
will
he
tell.
release the Kraken?
We'll see. You'll never know. All right. Well, Carrie, I know the next story is something you're pumped about.
Okay. Just a quick clue, everybody. When I started putting this one together, I have not been able to get Warren Zevon out of my head since. So,
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
awoo.
Get out. So, The Wolfman is the next in Universal's horror film to be adapted into a comic in Skybound's extremely successful Universal Monsters line. So, this is the blood of the Wolfman, teaming up Joshua Williamson and artist Leo Max joining their forces yet again, following a college student in the 70s who discovers that he may be afflicted with the same curse that tormented the legendary Lon Chaney Jr., Larry Talbot, back in the original film. So the synopsis is Adam Yeager thought he could become someone new at college, but not like this. One moment he was partying, the next he's recovering from a massacre that left almost no survivors. The worst part, he might be responsible. As the monster within him tries to claw loose, Adam will do anything he can to stop from becoming the Wolfman. So Williamson, who DC fans would definitely know from his work, like his credits are too much to bring up, but of course he's been killing it on Superman lately. He also did great stuff with The Flash. I believe he pretty much contributed as well to a lot of the DCKO stuff and other big DC things like the DC All In. This is completely different from his usual superhero work. Williamson is a huge fan. He said it's very different, most tragic. It's a dramatic, emotional, and heartbreaking comic about family and generational trauma. And also, it's very bloody and violent. So it earns that. And he brings his rogues partner in crime, Leo Max, back with him. Just absolutely amazing. Leo Max is also a huge fan of the Universal Monsters, feeling that they're just so iconic because they're so tragically human and terrifying. And the Wolfman has always been a favorite, so it's just a dream doing this, exploring the Wolfman's bloodlust and the inevitable consequences. So issue 1, seen there, will be released on June 24th, a month after the finale of Skybound's Phantom of the Opera, which is currently going on right now.
Mhm.
And it'll have a slew of variant covers,
Yes,
which
are
I'm
we
sure
ready?
Carrie was salivating over as she was
Yes.
looking at them. So please, Carrie, show them off.
Look, his hair is perfect. I really wish we had him drinking a pina colada at Trader Joe's, but no such luck.
No.
These are, yeah, I think these covers are great. They all have, like you said, this one in particular kind of has like the old pulpy feel or the old movies and stuff going on.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I
Wow.
think this one's one of my favorites. Just I love how it switches
Yeah.
between, and it's a claw mark, that's got the
hmm
color going. And then here's some of the interior artwork for y'all to
Oh,
check out.
nice. Very cool. Look at
See?
that. It's gorgeous. Look at that.
Yeah. I'm for it, Drew. I
I
am
know.
all about it.
Carrie, all they had to say was Universal Monsters, and you were like, shut up and take my money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, there's no question. The second I saw it, I was like, this is another win for
gee,
Carrie's library.
look what else Carrie has to buy.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm homeless, everyone. This is just a facade. I have one corner made of boxes. That's what I live in.
It's
And
okay.
it's down by the river. I have a electric generator out back. Uh,
No,
it's
no.
powered on.
You're gonna set up a GoFundMe, and you're gonna set up a GoFundMe, and it'll be buy Carrie more bookshelves.
I just bought one because that one my everybody. I'm working on getting better internet, and my internet plugs in behind one of my bookshelves. And I I went to move the bookshelf a bit, and it broke and almost collapsed on me. I have well over 100 pounds of books on it, and now I have to figure out how to get them all off without knocking it over. And yeah, so you'll be getting a crisper, clearer carry as soon as I figure
Yep.
out how to get things off the top of the shelves.
There you go.
But we have
Wow.
another story to go.
Yeah,
So
we have one or two more stories to go before the news is done. Um,
yes,
yes. So this sounds awesome, and noir really is making a comeback these days.
yeah.
Um, Dark Horse has revealed Witness Point, a Midwestern noir series written by comic book fan and iconic actor Nathan Fillion, joined by Heath Corson as well, with art by Sue Lee from Carmilla, Nathan Fillion and Heath Corson from the world of Minor Threats, The Brood, Animal Kingdom. This will be in July. This is a 4-issue series revolving around a murder mystery in a town in Wisconsin that is greatly complicated by how nearly everyone living there is an informant in WICCAN. So the synopsis is: welcome to Barnaboo, Wisconsin, a friendly town full of cold beers and warm hearts. Heck, the headquarters of the Ding-a-Ling Circus, a place where everyone gets along. At least they did. Until the naked disembodied. At least they did. Until the naked, dismembered body of a U.S. Marshal was found in the town square, revealing Barnaboo's darkest secret. It's the dumping ground for the Witness Protection Program. For the past 40 years, every criminal, conman, and killer who flipped on their pals has been relocated to Witness Point. Now, the long-suffering local sheriff, Carter Kite Calhoun, and a contentious deputy marshal, Priya Kabrani, are forced together to solve the murder only days before the town's beloved Harvest Festival, which won't be easy in the face of rising paranoia and tempers as everyone in Barnaboo, which won't be easy in the face of rising paranoia and tempers as everyone in Barnaboo wonders just what kind of low life they're living next to. So, essentially, Nathan Fillion had nothing but great things to say about his co-writer who pulled him into this world and knew that this would be a comic book series. He's nothing but positive things to say about Sue Lee, whose work on Thundercats Chitara, The Wizard of Oz, and with Disney's Maleficent is nothing short of extraordinary. So just working with everybody to bring this engaging story has been a thrill. He loves this project and he can't wait for people to enjoy it. Corson said Nathan is the kind of storyteller who imbues every medium he works in with wit, good, great characters, and bottomless humanity. And it's just not your typical crime story. So he wants it to be reflected in the art as well. The setting is unusual, with unusual suspects and characters in all the sense of the word. So funny enough, this is Fillion's second comic after 2016's Conman spinoff Spectrum. Him and Corson also previously worked together on the animated film Justice League Throne of Atlantis, where Fillion iconically voiced Hal Jordan. So issue 1 will be released June 8th, and you got variant covers by Sean Martinborough and Chris Sotomayor, which you're seeing right there. Both of them look awesome. And just when I'm just trying to save money, something else, I'm like, nope, no money saved.
Yeah, I know that feeling really, really well.
I bet you do. Especially because I know the next one is, again, another one that I imagine you would read.
Why, whatever would make you think, oh, you mean there's a box right there with a David Dastmalchian book in it. What is this?
Mm-hmm. Dark Horse is launching a new series imagining a world where humanity lost its place in the food chain. This story, Kingdom of Earth, comes from writers David Dastmalchian, yes, the polka dot man himself, and rising star in the horror genre, Leah Kilpatrick, with art by Sue Lee and lettering by Frank Savetkov. Lee is also doing the covers as well, ready, so naturally gorgeous. The story, 2036, 2 years ago, hordes of monsters rose from the earth and sea, devouring everything in sight. Much of mankind was massacred before the monsters realized they needed humans. In this new world, humans have 2 options: service or slaughter. When a young child named Frankie narrowly escapes their fate as livestock, they soon realize that their fight for survival has only just begun. So this is a landscape of overrun with monsters, where you have a fragile human resistance trying to survive, just leaning into horror influences coming from folklore, myth, classic monsters, just build this huge, chaotic, and dangerous environment. So, according to Dastmalchian, it's tempting to abandon hope when the world is dominated by monsters, but they've created a terrifying world where a small flicker of hope burns despite an apocalyptic landscape, where he says this is the ultimate mashup. Every monster you've ever seen, read, or studied battles for supremacy here, while a small movement of humans plot survival and rebellion. Suli says they just love drawing monsters and creatures that go bump in the night. And they just said they love this chance to test themselves by making this dark and terrible world beautiful in their own way. And Kilpatrick says every culture has its own folklore, fables, and ghost stories that terrify people. This gives us a chance to mine from all of that. They've said they've never seen a story like this aside from one of their favorites, the iconic Cabin in the Woods. So in this story, nothing is off limits. The fun is getting to know these creatures and giving them personality, fears, and motives of their own. This will be in comic shops July 15th.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm excited for that. How about you?
I'm excited, but I'm also glad the news.
All right. So,
all right.
I'm gonna.
So, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. If you liked what you saw with the news, talk to your local SES, support them, but also support us. We're really glad that you're here. Check out our YouTube channel. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Follow us on our journey as we interview comic creators of all kinds on our show. Most recently, enjoy our latest interview with the amazing Portac Pichote, who we just had the best time interviewing. Absolutely amazing. And then check us out for our next show where we have iconic favorite and also friend of the show, Joe St. Pierre, showing up. And that's just on the last day of March. There's even more coming in April. So hit the like and subscribe button, everybody.
And take care.
Hey, so